Greetings, I'm Demonac, and it's dungeon time. Right now, I can have up to 9 heroes. We're going to take all 4 of these guys, whatever crappy guys they are, and send them into a dungeon, probably. Because these guys need the stress to de-stress. It's really unfortunate I didn't complete that one. I would have got another, like, 4,000 or 5,000 gold at least. So I'd be in a much better position, but now my guys are all basically max stress, and I'm going to have to spend a ton of gold to get rid of it. So we've got a leper.
This man understands that adversity and existence are one and the same.
While it's not as bad as it seems, I'm not too fond of the leper from my limited experience, because he's sort of a tanky type guy as a rule. The kind of guy you send in front. They have lots of hit points, and they actually do huge damage when they hit, but they have really bad accuracy. All his moves have like 65 base accuracy, whereas most of the other characters have 80 or 85 base accuracy on their moves. So he's missing way more than I would like. He's got one AoE that's only minus 40% damage, and his damage is high, like 7 to 14. He does more damage than the Paladin does, base. He's got Chop, which is just basic attack. He has... oh, that's interesting. I hadn't seen that one before. He has just a self-heal. Heal himself for 4. That makes him way more interesting. That's pretty tanky. And then Intimidate, which is also cool, because this... he can... yeah. It still does some damage, and it can knock an enemy back. So that's actually... this is the best leper I've ever seen. I mean, I haven't paid too much attention to the detail in the Let's Plays I've watched, but the other leper I had was all fighting, and he wasn't that great. But with the self-heal and the Intimidate, this guy's actually going to be kind of cool. And if he does hit something, he hits hard. So let's take that. You can see it based on your skills, it figures out where your character wants to be and what your preferred targets are. You could have different size circles depending on how much they are. But no, he's an awesome leper. Although he has minus 5 accuracy as a... oh god. His job isn't to be accurate. His job is to sit around hopefully trying to intimidate people, which is way more accurate than his other attacks. So his job is to try and intimidate people and to troll. He's like a leper troll. He's also a nymphomaniac. He gets bonus... there are a lot of things that relate to different places you can put people for stress healing. We're going to get to that really soon. He gets plus 20% stress heal in a brothel. I don't know if they want lepers in their brothel, but they might not have a choice. So other than that, we have 2 plague doctors to choose from. This guy, Noxious Blast. This guy has the blinding gas. This is like the best move. It hits both of the 2 enemies at the back. Now, it's worth noting, if you kill a couple of them, like if you kill the guy at the back, or if you kill anyone, they're going to shift forward. There will not be one guy at the back, so then this is only hitting 1 guy. If you kill 2 enemies, then he can't even use this, because there will be no valid targets, because it only hits the 2 guys in those distant positions. And it does no damage, but it's a chance to stun 2 guys, so that's awesome. He's also got the Battlefield Medicine, which is not actually that great. It's not like a real healing ability. It's okay to have, though. And he's got the Disorienting Blast. With Blinding Gas, Disorienting Blast, he's pretty good, and he does have the Noxious Blast, so he can damage people in the front. This is a really good selection of skills for a Plague Doctor, in my opinion. He's got bonus scouting chance in one particular area. He has plus 15% stun resist. He's thin-blooded, so he's got less resistance against blight. And he has minus 5% range damage. Which is lame, but I really care more about his accuracy, because damage dealing is not what I hire these Plague Doctors for. Let's check out the other one when we're taking him anyway.
What better laboratory than the blood-soaked battlefield? So
this guy has Plague Grenade, which also hits the back 2 guys, but unlike the Blinding Grenade, which is amazing, just like stun them, this does heavily reduced damage, and then it can blight both of them. Which, I mean, if they don't resist the blight, they're each going to take 6 damage over 3 rounds. So it is actually efficient potentially, but I don't like how long it takes to deal this damage. I'm not as fond of this. I'd much rather have Blinding Grenade. He has Incision, which requires him to not be in the back row, and it lets him stab a guy in the front. It's like, meh. Battlefield Medicine, which is not that great, and Disorienting Blast, okay. He is not the best, but that's fine.
What better laboratory than the blood-soaked
we're going to keep
battlefield?
Watto farther back. And we have a Jester here, the guy who looks like the Predator. Jesters are another... The Jesters can be very flexible. They can go like... tend to have a lot of attacks in any position. But oh, I didn't check out remote here. What is his ability? So he's got the minus range damage. Boo. Although that doesn't affect his stabby. He's afraid of beast monsters. Like he's afraid of animal type things. He has minus 20% stress resist against them. He has plus 10 accuracy and 3% crit against humanoids. That's good. Sorry, not humanoids. Humans. Monster type human. And plus 5 accuracy. Okay, wow. Do I wish I had those traits on the guy with the better skills. But still, plus 5 accuracy in general, and then plus 10 more against human-type enemies? It's amazing! And he's got the plus 3% crits. I'm starting to sound more like my friends who do Let's Plays, which is possibly worrying. Okay, but the Joker here, so he's got Dirk Stab. Only sounds dirty. This is okay, because it can hit anyone but the farthest back enemy, and he can do it from any position, so that's cool. But the real cool thing is, this moves him forward up to 3 positions. So no matter where he is when he uses this, it will slide him to the front, which is pretty good if you want him in the front. Now, depends on whether his other skills make me want him in the front. He only has 20 hit points, like 19 hit points. So he is not like the tanky characters. The Leper here has 35 hit points. The Paladin has 33, right? So tanky guys are a lot tankier. The Jester, not necessarily as tanky, so I don't know if I want him in the front, but it's a pretty good move. It has it does his full damage, although his full damage is only 4 to 7 base. So Heroic End, okay, he has to be near the front to use this. This is an attack with a very high accuracy, and it has 90 accuracy base, which usually nothing does. And I think it does plus 33% damage, plus 10% crits, but when he does it, he gives himself a big debuff to damage, dodge, and accuracy. So it's like it's real like final move type thing. He also has Slice Off, which he can use from any position except the far back, and it's got a high crit chance, plus 8%. Oh, and that's actually a pretty good move. 80% accuracy, it does his full damage, plus 8% crit, and it can bleed the target for 2 points around, so that would be very good. And then, what's this? Battle Ballad. Okay, so if he's near the back, he can do a party buff. It's 2 accuracy, 1% crit. If it hits the whole party, though. Like, that's pretty tempting compared to some of the other buffs. So, he's interesting, but...
You will be laughing still at the end.
See, I upgraded my stagecoach at the beginning to make... It seems to be a pretty important first step. Upgrade your stagecoach twice with your starting, like, heirlooms and junk to make sure that you have 4 guys come in at once so that your second team, your first team can go and rest, and you can send a second team in on their own. The second team here might be a little low in the damage dealing department. We're going to see. He's going to be stabbing things, so yeah, this is how I'm going to want them arranged. It doesn't actually matter how they're arranged here. That's separate from when you arrange them to go into a mission. But I do like to have them arranged up here just so that I know where my parties are thinking about being. So we'll go to the tavern.
Fresh kegs, cards, and curtained rooms promise solace to the weary and broken alike.
So you have these different activities they can do. It costs money for all of them. And you can only have one person in each of these slots, so you can upgrade your tavern to both make the individual things work better, and also you can upgrade them to get more slots, which is useful. And they are in an order, like the cheapest one is at the top, the second one's more expensive, and the third one, the brothel, is the most expensive. And then you have all the people who gain different abilities over time that say they can only use certain one, which is bad, or they can't use a certain one, which is usually fine. Although, if you get a combination where they can't use the only one that they can use, then you're going to have to send them to the sanatorium and try and clear that up, because otherwise they're going to go insane. So you do start with a whole big chunk of these different things. The deeds got used up pretty fast for the stagecoach, which I think is necessary. But I can definitely upgrade. I'm gonna upgrade the bar because it's pretty cheap.
Within a
better
fail,
stress recovery there.
Maybe they can be inured against the horrors below.
If I upgrade at another level, I could reduce the treatment cost, or I could increase the stress recovery from gambling, which someone else might be using. This 3 and 6, 2 and 4. I only have so many crests. So what is it? My paladin here can only pray for stress relief. That's a specific place at the Abbey, so that's unfortunate. I'll just save some stuff for that. My highwayman is not allowed to gamble, and he's going to get minus 10% stress heal, but the not gambling is fine. Probably he's going to go to the bar. She doesn't have anything that relates to that, and he also doesn't have anything that relates to resting. So, yay! So we're probably going to put him in the bar. Do I want to make it cheaper? I can save a little money there. It would save me 150 every time I send someone there, and I'm probably going to have someone there all the damn time. But my guys are so stressed out my first party, it's so bad. I think I may have to spend all my things upgrading the actual amount of stress recovery that they get. So I'm going to spend the money, send him there, lock him in there. That means he's not available for the next quest, but that's no surprise.
The cobwebs have been dusted, the pews set straight.
There's also the town,
the Abbey calls
the
to
caretaker
the
guy, like the narrator and stuff. He takes up one of your slots every turn, which is actually kind of a pain. But the one that Reynold needs is actually the transept, the middle one, so that could be worse. We're going to go upgrade how much stress he gets back from that. It costs 4... Oh, it uses busts instead of the other things, so it's the crests that it's costing that matters. But we're going to increase his stress recovery there. Lock him in. And then down to 6,000 money. The money goes really fast. She really needs some recovery. And we're going to send her to the penance hall, I guess. She's going to whip herself, and somehow that de-stresses her. I don't know, whatever. She seems to be a holy type class. It's going to cost 1,500, and I don't think I want to upgrade that one. I'd rather upgrade one of the more common ones. Yeah, good for you. And so he can't gamble, but we already put him in the bar. So you were going to go gamble. Because why not? And we're going to upgrade the gambling hall. It's going to cost us more of our crests, but again, I want
drink, a game of chance, and companionship.
My party is
the rush of
all
life.
near 100% stress, and I want them to get back as much as possible. They should each reduce their stress by at least 50, but I'm hoping that upgrading all these things gives them a better chance of getting most of their stress gone. Oh yeah, he sounds like an awesome gambler. What game is this? Where do I buy chips? Okay, so that leaves us with 3,200 gold, and we're pretty much going to have to just go, because it takes gold to provision your people. So, this video has been going on pretty long, so I think we're going to see how I provision, and we're going to see how I do in the next adventure next time. Please click the like button before it clicks you. And don't forget to subscribe to Demonac Games for more Darkest Dungeon, Hearthstone Arena, and other gaming videos.